Coffee talk. First sip like an absolute gentleman. Oh, that's phenomenal. There are only two modes in this life, on and off. Anyone operating in that middle zone, when I say anyone, that's essentially most of the world. 99% of the world operates in either 30 to 70, maybe you push it to 80 and you're like, I killed it this week. But we're talking about legitimately on and off, which means 0% or 100. I will be completely straight with you. This is not something that most people, I think, are even capable of, because you kind of have to want it for something more than the actual goal. But my thought process behind this is I was the type that I just could feel time was passing me by at a certain point. Especially it was like in my earlier 20s and getting into the midway section. I just noticed time kept going so much quicker than I wanted it to. And then I realized, I'm like, well, it's because everything's just autopilot. If you're going through life dim, like, you see it, man. People are scrolling reels while they're watching their favorite TV show. You even see it when people are like, oh, I'm on a diet, and then they see a dessert they want and they take these corner pieces. Like, you'll see this. This is behavior a lot of people do. Versus it being like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this correctly. I know how crazy that sounds, but like, if I'm watching TV, I'm watching TV. That's all I'm doing. There's no reason to be doing multiple things at once. Here's the difference. Multitasking and stretching out time is different. If I happen to be on the toilet and I need to take care of some messages, yeah, that's two birds, one stone. It's a different ballgame. Right? But even then, for me, that's more for production reasons. But there's so many people that are kind of going through and they're just super dim, and you realize this when you operate in the on and off, where like, I am one gear and that is go. That's it. I either go or I don't. When I'm relaxing, I don't want to feel a pulse. When I'm doing something, I'm giving everything I got. I'm emptying the energy clip daily. To me, yes, on the outside, it looks weird to people. And I'll tell you, since I've been out here, because I'm in Lebanon right now, and you're probably confused seeing the videos go back and forth. But I want to make sure I had my guys straight, because I don't have the ability, you know, to record in a gym. You guys know me, I ain't recording in public gyms. That's just not how I do it. But no matter what you're doing, especially when I go train, in my head, I want to give everything I got. But even then, even while people are doing videos like this, they're constantly thinking about, oh, what am I going to say? Just be here. In the beginning, it's like anything else, right? Like, you have to get used to stuff, and your 100% is going to take you nearly as far as you maybe 6 months down the line with consistency. It's no different than if you're training or you're learning a skill, or even if when you're studying, right? Like, if you know to study for a test in a very specific way for a teacher, if those of you guys are students, once you get the hang of it, you kind of crack the code. Like, you get the rhythm of it. That's what you're trying to find. And to me, that rhythm of understanding when I'm doing something, that's all I'm doing, it is a little bit uncomfortable for people, basically everyone you're going to come across, because most people are operating in 50%. So when they see someone operating in 100, it makes them extremely uncomfortable because it's different. It's out of the norm. But I will tell you, since I personally adopted this way, because I used to be called one gear when I was young. And basically, because they're like, dude, you either are just like all in or you just don't want to do it. You want to mess with it. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, like, that's more instinctual for me. But I just realized nothing has meaning unless you take it to its nth degree. I know there's going to be some wise ass in the comments. I know you guys, dude. I know you guys. Someone's going to be like, hell yeah, dude, meth. And he's going to talk about going all in. Like, you get what I really want to make this clear, though, because I actually think this is super important. The reason why life passes people by is because they're simply not executing hard enough. To me, like, what's the point of doing anything? I realize when I have to be in between stuff, I'm at my worst. Not just productivity-wise, but even, like, you know, my personality and how it comes through. I don't like being between things. If I want to go out and hang out, I want to go out and hang out. But if I know that this thing, for example, what I'm building, has occupied all of my mental. It's occupied everything of me. And my family, like, the past few days, been like what's going on? Like, you have to take a break and you have to do, but they don't get it. It's not their job to get it, to be honest with you. This is my responsibility because this is what I'm doing, right? It's no one's damn business how it comes across either, though. You always come across respectful, kind. You always want to make sure you're doing right by everyone. You're not doing wrong, but you playing a certain character to make everyone feel a certain way isn't doing anyone a damn favor. Matter of fact, and you guys know this if this is you, you're going to become an enemy to yourself. 100%. This is This is textbook. It happens every single time. And that's why when you just have to be, sometimes you just got to be unapologetically, this is how I operate. And there's seasons to everything. Not everything's 100% all day, every day. But what I can tell you is when you think of things as when I'm doing this, that's annoying. When I'm doing something, I'm doing that thing. And you don't realize this, but that type of just focus of like, this is all I'm doing. You know what happens at time? I am not joking. It's been about, since making this video, right? At this time, it's been closing in on 72 hours since the launch of Crusadia. I am not joking. It feels like it has been a month and a half. That's not me like, oh, I'm not, it's a legitimate, it feels like it's been a month and a half. You want to know why? Because it's all I'm thinking about and doing. Also, it's new. This is something where, listen, you guys know this if you're on this page. I don't allow failure once I've locked in onto something. When I really want something, truthfully, like in my heart of hearts, I care for an abundance of reasons. And I'll tell you, I think I've been blessed because I care for so many reasons and there's so much to it that in my head, it's like, I'm never going to find anything like this in my life. And I know that. So failure is just simply not an option on the board because anything else would just, it'd be awful. And the only way to make it successful is just by being excellent. Having an excellent product, having an excellent service, being there for everyone, being out on our fireplace talks. If you guys are inside, you guys know about our fireplace talks. You know, where we just get on and shoot the shit. You know, obviously we talk about serious things, but there's more to it. It's just, it's conversation till 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I wake up after finally being able to eat. My diet's been absolutely wild. It's not like I'm just not eating very much. It's crazy. I'm not eating at all. Like, I shouldn't say at all, but like in comparison, you guys see my meals. They're absolutely gigantic. But since being here, I don't have that ability to do stuff. But what I will say is this thing has occupied everything of me. That's what it means to go 100%. You're not thinking, and this is coming from a fat kid at heart, you guys know this. I'm not even thinking about food. I don't care. Like, I'm not like, oh, what am I gonna, and this is me. This thing has occupied me, but what I will tell you is, you know what it took me to find this? Me doing that over and over again, where I just went 100% into everything. You guys have seen the story. I'll even link the playlist down below. You guys have seen, obviously not everything, right? I had to give you a Cliff Note version, but a decent sample size of information for you guys to understand, like, oh, like, I get why he thinks the way he thinks. I'm not talking from theory. I talk from based on my life, what I have seen from others, things I won't disclose even on here just because I don't want those people that do watch this channel, you know, maybe to like get their feelings hurt or whatever. But a lot of stuff is just as a result of what I've seen. You know, I just realize in my head, everyone's operating just enough to feel just enough comfortable. They don't want to step into that, oh, you know, if I go 71 today, I don't think I can emotionally handle it. Versus just letting go of the wheel. Let go. Did you find something that set your heart on fire? No? Then you just get up and you move. Be directionally correct. And that's the beauty of the 100%, 0% way of living. Because you know if you decide to do something, you're going to give it what you got to give it. And you know if I'm not doing something, I'm not even thinking about it. 10% is like I'm thinking about it, I'm not really sure. 0% is I'm burning it. All right, I decide I'm not doing it. It's literally not in my mind anymore. Do you understand how much more bandwidth you have in your brain to be able to make better decisions, to do things at a higher level, to improve at a rapid speed? It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. This is the thing I think people completely miss out on. It's about bandwidth. You only have so much bandwidth in your brain. Decent. Pretty solid. I mean, it's instant espresso. I'm here visiting family while I just work 24/7. It's not like it makes a difference. Just give me a Wi-Fi zone and let me cook. You know, but that's where I'm at. But what I can say is, by me saying, all right, hey, can you go to dinner tonight? If I can't go to dinner, I'm telling you this right now, Crusadia is #1 priority in my life over everything. And like I said, there's seasons to this. I'm not neglecting anybody. But point is this is everything to me. The guys inside are legitimately family to me. The AI algorithms, we have to call this what it is. they got us together. And I just wanted to take full advantage of this thing where it's like their job is to help us find our tribe. I just wanted to take that and be like, where can we actually interact versus it being oh, he posts a comment and I respond. You know, on Instagram, it's even a little bit better than YouTube because like you can at least DM, that can at least drop a voice note or something. But even then, it's hard to explain. Like there's that disconnect there. Even if it's a DM, it's different. But to have a place where we actually like reside in and talk all the time and right, like we obviously like now we're starting to instill some serious structure into the into the country itself, and that way everyone knows exactly what they're doing, because at the end of the day the goal is to set you up for success in your own life however you see fit. It's not my job to tell you how you see fit, but the way I see success is, of course, I want to be in phenomenal shape, and that's how it started for me. Right? But then there's also things where people do want to have a certain amount of money in their life. They want to be able to live from wherever and do work from wherever. You don't have to be a psycho like me. Trust me, I don't have to do this. But I care. I don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm fine and I have enough money, I have enough this, I don't want that, to be honest with you. What I want is worldwide, global influence with the boys, with the people that deserve to have a seat at that table. And that requires time. Like we figure out who the real big players are, but in the process as well, everyone has a way of getting into the best shape of their life. Meeting people that are just like them, because realistically, if you like these talks, which is honestly most of the people that are in Crusadia, you're probably going to like the type of people that are inside. And to me, think about this. This all started and this all happened as a result of me operating under this mode. When I'm on, I'm on. And when I'm off, I'm off. There's no other way to do it. When you're off, that means you're not thinking about things that you kind of want to do. Maybe you did. You make the decision. It might take time in the beginning. You might realize like, man, I've been floundering for 30 minutes. You'll get it down to 25, and then you'll get it down to 20, then 15. And then eventually you'll be able to make decisions on the spot. And if you decide no, it doesn't exist in your mind anymore. And that just allows you to live life and play life on fun mode, it's smoother. You don't realize this. You operating at 50% is just constant friction. Everything feels like I'm pulling myself here, I'm pulling myself there. The most difficult part about the 100% is diving in. Truthfully, then your senses completely take over. The best way I can describe is like, if let's say there's a get together, right? And you're like, I don't want to go to this get together, or I don't want to go do this thing, I don't want to give this presentation, right? All this stuff, which we're going to force the Crusaders to do inside Crusadia. Sorry, it makes me think. You see how the obsession starts to go? But the best way I can describe it is it's so difficult to get into that presentation or get into the workout. But as soon as you get into it, your senses take over, and then you just go on a will. Like, you're not even thinking, you're in flow. That's what the 100%, that's the most difficult part about operating 100% is the diving in aspect. You got to warm yourself up into that sucker, depending on, especially if it's a workout and you're sore and your central nervous system is fried. It takes a little bit to warm it up, but once you're in, boom. Presentation, maybe in the beginning you're like, oh, it's a little bit difficult, but once you're in, boom, and your senses take over. And you'll notice that when your senses take over quicker, that's usually where your talent lies. That's something I've seen actually even within myself and other people. But my point in telling you this is presence isn't something that many people have, and it's for that reason. You can't be present truly unless you are 100% and 0%. Because being present means being in the now and understanding that it is a gift. That's why it's called the present. All I got is now. I don't have anything else. I don't have later. I don't have 3 minutes ago. I have right now. And all I can do is move with the best foot forward I possibly can. Being where my feet are at, being unapologetically honest about where I'm at, being honest, being transparent with myself and even others. Just, this is where I'm at. But I know where I'm going to end up. I know what my goals are so vividly that I know that this step is taking me closer to that vision that I've desperately wanted my entire life. That to me is the beauty of being in two modes, because there are only two modes, and that's on and that's off. And I'm telling you right now, your presence as a dude goes to a different level. People look at you differently. And it's because there ain't that many people out here willing to go to that 100% range. You have a different look in your eye. You have a different swag to your voice. There's a level of conviction that you're able to deliver on because it can't be faked. It's impossible to fake conviction. You can fake and look like you're confident, but conviction is not something that cannot be faked. And the only time conviction comes knocking on your door in true confidence is when no one else believes in you. Conviction doesn't come from everyone. Good job, Rami. You've done well for yourself. I believe in you. It comes from people being like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And you being like, that's fine, that's your opinion. You might be right, but I know in my heart that I will be right. I'll make it happen. You just know it. You allow anyone else to say anything. A lot of times people get triggered and they get angry, which, by the way, I might do a next coffee talk video on this about anger problems, because it's actually something I was super young I dealt with. But point is, a lot of people get angry as a result of, you know, them basically, someone else identifying an insecurity that they know to be true. And so bringing that to the surface, they almost freak the fuck out, you know? But what I will say is when you operate in this on and off mode, you don't even care to have the bandwidth for these things. You can't. If you're 100% into something, that means it has all of your attention. You're not even thinking about your insecurities. You're just in. And you just let your unconscious, your subconscious, just those emotions carry you through that instinct. But you have to be willing to let go of the wheel and being like, you know something, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it to its best capacity. And when I'm not going to do something, I decide against it, it's no longer in my mind. If you do that, I promise you, time's going to go a hell of a lot slower. Your presence as a dude is going to skyrocket. And you're going to be much more proud of yourself. And you're going to look at the man in the mirror and be like, man, I'm really happy with what with what I'm doing here with my life. And there's nothing better than hitting the bed at night, clunking out before your head hits the pillow. Nothing like that, because that's earned. Anyways, I appreciate watching this video. Hope this is well worth your time. Another coffee talk down the hatch from Lebanon, you know, where my lineage began. That's the reason why I'm in Lebanon and decided to come. Where Crusadia was birthed is where my lineage began, because honestly, one of my cousins did a DNA test, and he basically found out that we're just straight up from the Levant. Like, it's like 95%, like something obscene. So like, you know, purebred. So in my head, it's like, if I'm going to start the country, I need to do it from, you know, where my blood is. But, you know, born and raised in America, obviously. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope this is well worth your time. You guys know this. If there's anything you guys want specifically, you know the deal. Just drop it down in the comments. And if people like those comments, you got to earn it, because that's what it's about here. You got to earn your keep. Not going to have a comment with no thumbs up, like, hey, dog, we'll make a video on that for you. Unless selfishly I want to make one, then I'll make an exception. But I'm joking, guys. I love you guys. From Uncle Rami to the Natural Crusaders, I love you guys very much. Crusadia is there for you if you want. DM me on Instagram. You can ask any questions. The link is in the description. You can read about it. You can email me if you want. I'm not here to tell people this, you got to do this. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. The only thing I'm telling you is if it just sounds like something, it's like, I'm really into this. It's not a coincidence. I'm not here to talk to everyone and say this is a thing for everybody. It's just for the people that feel that thing where it's like, yeah, like, this is the playbook I want to operate from. And then you have a bunch of people inside who are so sharp and high level. Honest to God, it is impressive. And it makes me feel so good to know that like my videos are reaching these type of people. But I love you guys very much. So regardless, if you have any questions, hit me up, man. That's what I'm here for. I love you guys. Uncle Rami out. Peace.